While there are certain factors in retirement planning over which we have some control, like it or not, we have absolutely no control over future investment returns. Rather than saving towards a specific number, investors' interests may be better served by hoping for the best but planning for the worst. Hello and welcome to Nest Egg Guru. For those of you who are not familiar with our company, Nest Egg Guru is an innovative online application for stress testing people's retirement savings and retirement spending strategies. Today's tutorial features Nest Egg Guru's Retirement Savings Calculator. Let's get started. Over the past several years, a concept has been advanced in certain marketing campaigns that every person has a so-called retirement number. In theory, this magic number represents the estimated amount a worker should have saved upon retirement to maintain his or her standard of living. The basic premise is simply that the worker should manage his savings and investments to try to hit this target. While this idea seems simple and reasonable enough, as a practical matter, whatever your magic number may be, you have little chance of actually hitting it. The problem is that one of the largest factors in determining the value of one's nest egg upon retirement is that the market returns are both highly variable and entirely unpredictable, even over long periods of time. To illustrate this point, let's test drive Nest Egg Guru's Retirement Savings Calculator. For discussion purposes, let's assume that you are a 30-year-old investor and that whichever retirement planning app you have been using has suggested that you are on track to hit your target retirement number of $1 million by age 60, if you save 10% of your $70,000 income each year on top of your existing $20,000 worth of retirement savings, and that you invest in a well-diversified portfolio that is weighed fairly heavily towards stocks. To mirror the scenario in Nest Egg Guru, we will enter your time horizon to retirement at 30 years. We will enter your current nest egg value as $20,000, and we will enter your income as $70,000. We will also enter your combined employee and employer contribution rate at 10% of your income, and we will assume that the amount you contribute each year increases over time at a rate of 3% per year. For your investment allocation, we will assume a 75% allocation of stocks and a 25% allocation of bonds. We will also assume that the detailed stock allocation matches the default setting of 45% large cap US, 30% small and mid cap US, and 25% foreign stocks. For the next input, it is important to note that Nest Egg Guru is one of the very few retirement apps that allows users to account for today's historic low interest rate levels. In this example, we will assume that you are able to earn 3% per year on your bond investments. At the time this video is being produced, this is roughly equal to the yield on a 10-year corporate bond. We can ignore the cash allocation for now, as we have assumed that at age 30 you have no cash in your retirement savings. In all such analysis, it is important to keep track of investment expenses too. On this score, we will assume that your combined internal and external investment expenses are 1% per year. Lastly, we will assume that you maintain your 75-25 stock to bond allocation until retirement. Now let's run the simulations and examine the results. In looking at the summary results, we find that the total amount you will have contributed to your nest egg over the 30 years will be $333,000, and that the 5,000 simulations produced a median result of $1,093,000, which is pretty much in line with what your erstwhile retirement calculator told you would have. In fact, the range of results between the 40th percentile simulation and the 60th percentile simulation is between $1,013,000 and $1,185,000. So what's the problem with the target retirement number, you ask? The problem, my friend, is that if you plan your retirement savings strategy around this target, you are failing to account for the possibility that returns may be worse than expected. What if the next 30 years turns out to be much worse than the average? In looking at the Nest Egg Guru simulation results, what if your targeted savings strategy only produced $852,000, the 20th percentile result, or worse, just $562,000, the bottom 1% result? Would you still have a financially secure retirement? So what is the solution? Instead of saving an amount to target a predetermined dollar amount, a better strategy is to save as much as you can afford as early as you can, and to continue this approach throughout retirement. By saving more than is required to hit the median target, you have a better chance of accumulating a sufficient nest egg. If it turns out that investment conditions are favorable, it is rare that anyone complains about having saved too much for their retirement. We hope that you have found this presentation to be informative. Good luck in achieving your retirement savings goals.